Namaskar, welcome dear friends to my Jyotish channel KK Saral Jyotish. Dear friends, today's challenge before parents is in which direction they should promote their children to, so that they could become successful earner in future. For selection of career, business or service, we have to assess 4 to 5 houses in our birth chart first. The most important house is first house, that is ascendant, Lagna. Because Lagna is the person whose future we are trying to look into. So ascendant is the most important. Second house is of wealth. That is also very important, because whatever job or business you undertake in your life, that should create wealth. Otherwise it is not good and it is useless. Third is sixth house. Sixth house is also to be noticed, because it is made for your service, competition. Seventh house is for partnership and business. Ninth house is also very important, that is of luck, fortune, because if your luck doesn't support you, you can't do anything. Or even if you do without supporting your luck, you will have to face several problems. 10th house is the house of work you undertake. 11th house is the house of income and fulfillment of desires. So these are the houses which are very important when we are calculating in which direction we should go, or our children should go. These houses represent different work fields. In which work field our children's interest shall take place is to be decided by the seating position of the Lagna. If your Lagna is seated in first house itself, then it is very good. The person whose Lagna or ascendant is sitting in the first house itself, he can do a work or job of his own desire. Whatever he does, he shall succeed. If your Lagna is sitting in the second house is concerned with your finance, food, taste. So the person may be successful in banking sector, in finance sector, investment sector, and food sector, retail business, like this. If your ascendant is sitting in the third house is of communication skills, writing skills, short journeys. So the person may take interest in becoming a journalist or an editor or any work which is related to communication. He can go in marketing as well. If your Lagna is seated in the fourth house is of property, plot, jewelry, and like these things. So if your ascendant is sitting in the fourth house, you can do a work related to property, that is property dealing and showroom, vehicle showroom, agriculture. If your ascendant makes connection with the fifth house is of uncertain gains, share market. So you can try in this sector if your ascendant makes connection with the fifth house. If your ascendant is sitting in the sixth house or making connection with the sixth house is of loan, competition, finance. So you can work in any sector that gives loans, and if it is powerful, the planet sitting in the sixth house is powerful, you can be successful in competition. If we talk about seventh house is of business and partnership. If your ascendant makes connection with the 7th house, you can be a successful businessman. You can go in partnership as well. 8th house, if to talk, 8th house is of deep research, higher education. So you could be interested in doing PhD. You could go in IB, Raw, and the fields which are related to hidden knowledge. 9th house is of religion, father, long journeys. So if your ascendant is connected with the 9th house, you could go in transport business. You could be a religious guru. You could do any work which is concerned with religion, and you could continue your father's work as well, because it is the house of father as well. If your Lagna is seated or making connection with the 10th house, it is very good. 10th house is your karma house. So this person is born to do karmas. Whatever he does, he has higher probability of getting success. And 10th house represents your politics and administrative jobs as well. So if your Lagna is powerful and making connection here in this 10th house, you could go in public service, and you could be successful in politics as well. Several politicians are having their Lagna connection with the 10th house. 11th house is the house of fulfillment of desires. If your Lagna or ascendant sits here, it is very good. Such a person is very lucky, and whatever he, you may say, dreams, whatever he dreams come true to him. So this is also very good house, and Lagna sitting here is very auspicious, very lucky. If your Lagna is sitting in the 12th house, you could get yourself indulged in the jobs which are concerned with hospitals, jails, import and export business you could do. So these were the interpretation when your Lagna sits in all the 12 houses one by one.
आने वाली जिंदगी के लिए सभी ने कुछ न कुछ सोच रखा है, लेकिन मैंने अपने लिए कुछ नहीं सोचा है। और आज मुझे एक ही ख्याल है।